One thing you should know that Instagram is not real life.
Yeah.
It's not real life. Just focus on yourself. Just focus on what you're doing. People don't post their bad things. They post what is nice. They're like people influencing people to go to the gym. People influencing people to do good. People influencing people to do whatever it is. So like you be right now where you make Charlie.
Hello and welcome to the first episode of The Young Podcast. My name is Suleiman Ismail, and in this episode of it, we're going to be talking about an interesting topic that relates with young people. I have my guest here, Godfrey, and we'll be chatting on that. Our topic for today is impacts of influential culture and how does influencers influence young people. Godfrey, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much for having me, bro.
Okay, nice. Okay, Godfrey, let's just jump to the question. And how do you think influencers influence the way young people perceive beauty and success? Come on, because we are in an age of internet now where a lot of things happen. How do you think that culture of influences is kind of destroying or kind of helping or whatever you think it is? Is it kind of helping us or what?
Nah, it's not, especially on Instagram.
Yeah,
social media. I mean, it's appealing. It's appealing what people do. It looks really nice, but it's not real.
Yeah,
it's not real. So one thing you should know that Instagram is not real life.
Yeah,
it's not real life. Just focus on yourself. Just focus on what you're doing.
Yeah,
and I mean, because people don't post their bad things, they post what is nice. Exactly. As I said, it's really appealing to some people, but it's not real. So, I mean, it's while some influencers give positive influences, majority of it is bad. So you just have to know how you consume all of these things. And
exactly.
I think, but because it's not going away, it's here to stay, and people are going to do more because people like clicks, people like blah 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 blah. Because having what do they call this? Dopamine. Exactly. Charlie,
just looking at it, it's absolutely.
You have all these likes, and you have people saying, "Wow, this guy is rich." Like,
exactly, you want to do more.
I say, Charlie. I mean, there's a good side and there's a bad side as well. So you just have to
kind of filter out.
Exactly.
And seriously, talking about it, it's make me remember a recent incident that happened. So there is this a top influencer called. Is from Dubai actually. His name is Khalid Amiri, and for me as a young person, since when I was in Nigeria for like 3-4 years, I was been watching him, and one of the main content of this person is that he usually display his wife and just do kind of a comedy system. And believe me or not, it's so appealing that you think that that's just the reality. And just a crazy hit recently. I mean, they just went like they were not creating content for like 7 months, and fans were asking so much of question. Before you know it, we had that they got divorced. It was, as someone as young as me, it started making me feel like, come on, am I gonna believe in love? It's absolutely mind blowing because it's crazy. The influential thing, I mean, it's just online. The reality is so
behind the scenes. There's struggles.
There is a lot of
behind the scenes. There's a lot of struggles. But
I can never imagine that those people we kind of divorce or break up at any time. I mean, that's like 2 years, 3 years that I've been watching them. It just really upset seriously to me. And I mean, do you have have you seen this kind of things happening? I mean,
no.
It's crazy, seriously. And it just, as we spoke about, we have to, as young people, filter what we eat and filter what we consume and take what is good and what is bad. There's some influencers that they actually talk about things that are really, really good for the youth.
Really positive,
yes. And there is some of the influencers that they just say garbage, and literally you can't just take everything. You have to think, you have to apply all the reasoning and all that kind of stuff. And coming to the next question, what role does social media compile playing in affecting self-esteem? Because we are talking about self-esteem and the confidence that people have and all that kind of stuff. So what role do you think social media play in terms of helping people and feeling like, okay, look, I'm confident, I can do things. Look, the success, I mean, I don't need to panic. Because I see some people displaying wealth or on Instagram or something, I shouldn't be hasty, or I shouldn't be depressed that I'm not yet wealthy. I mean, I don't know, or I have not yet gotten a job, and maybe this one is showing that I just got my offer. I know, that kind of stuff. How do you think? I mean, it's kind of destroying or killing.
Social media comparison is huge when it comes to self-esteem, because you see people living their best lives. See people, like everything is so perfect.
Yeah.
So it makes you feel like
maybe you are a loser.
Yeah, no, not even like it means like, are you catching up? Like, are you like,
exactly. Are we up the
exactly? Like it makes you feel like you're missing out on something. But then I'm not going to say it's the influencer's fault or it's either your fault, but that's the whole point of social media, right?
Showing things.
Exactly. In everything, there's a good side and there's a bad side.
Of course.
So what the influencers could do is to show more authentic, something that is more real. And this is just what I am saying. I don't know if they're going to take it or not, but this is what I am saying, that they could, trying to be more real, more authentic, and more personal with us.
Exactly.
Just so, because it's affecting everyone.
Yeah.
Because most people also know it's not real, but most people think that, Charlie, they boss on people to my mind.
Exactly.
People are like, yo, like, am I missing out on something?
Exactly. Yeah.
So, there's in everything there's a good side and there's a bad side.
Of course,
because social media has made us to be able to connect with people we never knew, or 100%. Try to be. So we call this online friends, but so even though they're not your real friends, but so it's actually good connecting people all over, but the bad side is it messes up with people's mindset and everything.
For people who are under 20 and even that 20, that when you are in the utmost pressure of, look, you have to succeed, and you have your parents also kind of depending on you and all that kind of stuff, then you just see people online kind of living maybe their best life according to what you persevered. It's just really upset. Then you'll be like, oh man, what's going on? Am I missing out something?
Yeah.
Am I really on the right track?
Yeah, you just have to take it slow, because the average person looking at this is just 19 years old.
Exactly.
19, 18, 19, 20 years old. And people are just like, I know some guy at 19, he wants to have a car. Yeah. Bro, like, relax, bro. You're just a kid, relax.
Yeah. One of those things that also come to my mind talking about this is, different people are born in a different geographical location. We usually see people from the US, from the UK, from a lot of European country be like, man, I was broke and within 1 year I was able to make millions. I was this, between 1 year I was able to make. Look, man, you are in Europe, and in Europe you have tons of opportunity. In America you have tons of opportunity. For someone maybe in Africa, for someone in some part of Asia, they may not be having the utmost opportunity to make things right, maybe have that utmost success. We are not saying that someone in Asia or Africa cannot make it at the age of 19, 18 or whatever. You can do that. You can even do more than that. But the fact is that the level of hardness, the level of hard work the Africans or someone from some part of the world we put on, it's so much different from that of what you have to put on as someone in those European country or America. I feel like that is the most things that a lot of youth have to understand. We have to understand as youths that, look, geographical location said it a lot. The government that govern them.
Oh, the government.
They have a lot of schemes that kind of help them. But our government, so there is those discrepancies. So it's like you have to understand that. So with that, you kind of, they are in America and I'm in some African country or something. So my journey and theirs is totally different. Yes, I have to take it down. They may be displaying whatever they have to display. I'm fine with that. I'm gonna see, it's cool, but my journey and theirs is totally different. What do you think about this? And have you seen something like this, or what do you gonna say to an African guy or some guy in some part of Asia or some part of the world who is so pressurized on like how influencers are showing success, and it just killing his self-esteem.
I mean, everybody's path is different, so just keep taking it one step at a time, and just focus on yourself. Focus on what you're doing, what you did yesterday. Try to do more today. That's all. Just don't focus on what somebody else is doing. Everybody's journey is different.
100%.
Different journeys, different everything, and I mean, you guys are not going to the same place. Yeah, so everyone has a different perspective on how things are supposed to be like. So just one day at a time. Just So, I mean, that's all I have to say. Just Charlie.
Yeah, just take it a step.
There's pressure.
Okay,
there's pressure. Obviously,
we have to talk about most of the negative part of the influences and how they kill self-esteem and everything. But do you think influencers can be in the good side of promoting or helping young people improve their mental health and kind of being a total positive and be a better person?
I mean, some of them promote positive messages.
Yeah.
Some of them promote really good positive messages, and be it like, and the thing about influencing is they always want something in return.
I mean,
they always want something in return. So
creating content and influencers, of course, at some point they're gonna sell they're gonna sell their courses and all that kind of stuff. But on the main post thing is that if their message and whatever they are preaching is actually authentic,
it's actually good. Yes,
good. It's actually
that's what I'm saying. Some of them have really positive messages.
Exactly.
Some of them promote self-love. Some of them promote this.
Exactly.
Which is really good. But not all of them do this, and that is the problem.
That is the problem.
There's exactly some of the big guys out there, the big people influencers, the Odogus way and it's just sad that most of them are just doing what they want to and just to increase their exactly. So I mean,
for people, they can be on a good helping the youth, especially in their mental thing. For example, I have seen some influencers, they do kind of a Zoom meeting and they talk to youth and talking from people who especially are dealing with obesity, right? What they do, I mean, they kind of come and kind of say some word of motivation to them. And basically those things are something that are kind of life-changing, because you never know. I mean, with one video of an influencer can literally change someone's life and entire perspective on how he see life and what he thinks he can do with his life. So probably we can say influencers can also be of good people and be positive, sharing positive message. So one last question of the whole thing, because this is kind of a short podcast, we are going to talk and just kind of sharing our experience or talking about how this whole is the bad side and the good side of it. So what are the strategies that that youth can use to navigate through this whole thing? Because we spend a lot of hours on social media, looking, scrolling, and what this influencer may say may actually be contradicting to this word influencer.
Yeah,
how can we actually filter the bad side and the good side? How can we do that as a young people?
I honestly don't know how you're supposed to do that, but you're just supposed to know which ones are good for you and which ones are bad for you.
Exactly.
Just looking at how you perceive them, just you should be able to know that I like this, I like that. And most people like the flashy ones, by the way. Most people like the what looks good.
So can we, for example, can we say maybe you should understand yourself first?
Exactly. You can actually do that, but honestly, just try to stay away from social media. I'm not saying stay away completely, but try to limit your use of social media. Because just focus on what you're doing. But the thing is, some people's work is social media. So, exactly. So
we totally that's actually.
And what's actually funny is, while I'm saying stay away from social media, some people's jobs is to do social media.
Yeah, of course.
So you looking at someone doing their job, you should know that you should also do your job. Exactly. So I'm not saying stay away forever, but try to limit your use.
Of course, social media, as we can say, like the influential culture, there, whatever, how influenced they are, how influential they can be to our own life is really important. But the most important thing, I think, as a person, is to understand ourselves, understand, have principle, know your values, know that maybe if this person is preaching something that is against your value, you can be able to identify those things and be like, no, this, you are saying it for yourself, and just keep it to yourself. Understand that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because if we are able to do that, it's going to help us a lot to kind of navigate the good message and also navigate like the bad message. Okay, look, this I'm not going to take, and yeah, this I can appreciate it, and I can really welcome this change in my life. And if it's something that will impact me, it can impact me. Because apart from all this influencer culture, we take, a lot of people have started vaping because they have seen some cool
They see some guy doing it. Exactly.
A lot of people have
exactly. So I'm saying influences in a good way and in a bad way. Exactly.
But on the flip side, a lot of people have started going to the gym because of
they see some guys going to the gym. Exactly.
Influencers see
so there are really good people and there are some bad people as well.
Yeah, that does it.
It depends sometimes.
Exactly. Then there is people who have started eating healthy. There is people who are being more kind to people because
they've seen some giving out food or anything. Yes, exactly.
Kind of displaying that thing in action, while the other side.
I literally for like I didn't really remember that there are guys, there are like people influencing people to go to the gym, people influencing people to do good, people influencing people to do whatever it is. So like if you right now you make Charlie, I wasn't really thinking about that, but it's actually a good thing. So you just have to know who you're watching. That's what you're supposed to know. You're supposed to know who you're watching and who not to watch.
It's more of like we should know people who we are kind of subscribing to.
Exactly.
Because I mean now we have the whole algorithm thing from Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and everything. It's like they kind of show you what you like to watch.
Exactly. The algorithm is it's like focused on you. I don't know how that thing works, but Charlie, it's
of course it is focused on you. I mean, you are the one that is consuming a lot of content, and if they understand that you are consuming a certain kind of content, they're gonna push more.
They just recommend more of that. Exactly.
If it's a productivity thing, tech related, personal growth, they're gonna try as much as possible to push those kind of content. But immediately they see you also trying to take the negative part content or something, they're gonna start pushing those things on your feed, and before you know it, you start taking those things. You're gonna start taking a lot of content, and before you know it,
vaping and smoking is a huge thing. Like we're in India right now, and Charlie, most of my friends, not just say most of the people I know, most of them are smoking, and it's like really bad. So even your friends as well, people influence you. Basically, people influence you.
People do influence you in a good side.
People around you, people on social media, everything. If it has to do with people, they'll definitely influence you somewhere, somehow.
Of course.
So it's your job to look at where you're coming from, how you were trained up, how you were. Like for me, I don't smoke. But I know people who smoke. There are some guys in my class and Charlie, it's like it's really bad. But what can I say?
Of course. That's what I'm saying. We spoke about knowing yourself and kind of knowing people who you follow and people who you hang around with and everything. And as far as you can be the utmost friends and all that kind of stuff. But as the English said, is like, tell me your friend and I'll tell you who you are. So if you are roaming around people who they are, who had a friend, a bad vibe, or they have a lot of bad vibes and all that kind of stuff. So it's gonna be like crazy. But if you are roaming around with people who are full of positive things, who are things that like they can improve things, like they can add something to your life. So you're gonna feel it, because you're gonna feel that influence. You're gonna see a lot of things that can be good, and you can collaborate to do a lot of positive things in your life. And I think we have come to the end of the podcast. It was a nice discussion with you, Goff.
Thank you very much, bro. Yeah,
and hopefully we
can
can be able to do more of this podcast
same time.
In the future. And this is just the start of it. And if you like this podcast, make sure you comment and share your thought about what we say and give us just feedback about how that people influence you in the right way, in the good way, or in the bad way. And we will see you in the next video. Bye.